Hello everyone, welcome to NextGen AI Academy. I have posted 100 plus videos on artificial intelligence. If you are new to this channel, don't forget to subscribe and start learning from video 1. In this video, we are going to learn about indexing and selecting data. Very importantly, you no need to take any notes. You can directly learn from this link or else download the Jupyter notebook from my GitHub. Links are mentioned in the video description. Okay, let's start today's topic. We are going to learn this topic with the help of COVID dataset of India. That is how many COVID cases based on the states and union territory, which I downloaded today. Let's try to learn each concept with real-time dataset. First, what is indexing? Indexing in pandas means selecting a particular rows and columns of data from a data frame. We know very well how to display the entire data set, but in real-time scenario, we may not need entire data. We want to filter based on our criteria, and that is called subset selection. In order to do that, we have three types of indexing: label based, integer based, and both label and integer based. Right now this particular indexing is not used, so let's focus on label based and integer based indexing. Same example I will be implementing for both the indexing mechanism so that you can differentiate how to code it in the real time scenario. First step, let's import the pandas package. Import pandas alias pd. From now you can use pd instead of pandas. The next step, let's read the CSV file and create a data frame. So df equal to pd dot read CSV and give the file name, then df. If we execute, the first column is index. It is automatically given by the data frame starting from index 0, the serial number, then the name of state or union territories, then active cases, then discharged or cured or migrated, then deaths and total confirmed cases. Totally we have 6 columns and 36 rows. It's always a good practice. First display all the columns. df dot columns, run it. It will display all the column names. The reason to use this code because we no need to type, we can directly copy paste these column names for filtering. When we type, there is more chance for typo error, so follow this trick. So before we learn both the indexing, we also have indexing operator, that is square bracket. Using that also we can filter it. Let's learn that also. Selecting the single column, df within the square bracket, mention the column name. Maybe I can use name of the state or union territory. If we run it, it will display index followed by all the names. Using the indexing operator, we can also select the multiple column df. Now if you want to give more than one column names, give it in the list. You can use double quotes also, name of the state, then total confirmed case. Let's execute. You can see the difference. The both column names values displayed instead of all the columns. Just for knowledge purpose, we learned this. Now we will learn label based selection, which is also called LOC method, and this function select the data by label of rows and columns. That's the first point to remember. The second point, it takes two single list or range of operator separated by the comma. So when you mention like this, left side of the comma refers the rows and right side of the comma refers the column. Always row comma column. Remember this. In the entire video, we will be using row comma column concept. 4 scenarios we are going to learn: how to select all rows and columns, then all rows for a specific column, then all rows for the multiple columns, and finally exactly few rows for multiple columns. So let's increase the complexity step by step. df is the data frame created dot loc square bracket comma, in the left side you must mention colon. It means all the rows. In the right side I didn't mention any value, it means all the column. Just execute. See here, it displayed all the rows and columns. Same syntax, let me modify for a specific column. Left side, since I want to display all the rows, colon needed. Right side, a specific column. So within the code, we can mention the column name. I want to display name of the state or UT. Run it. You can see the data frame displayed as per the selection criteria. Modifying the same code, selecting for all the rows for multiple columns. When you want to give multiple columns, always remember we have to use the list concept. So if you give here another column name, it will not work. When there is more than one value, it needs to be given within the list. So first column name, and within the code, second column name, total confirmed cases. Close the square bracket. Let's execute. 2 columns are displayed for all the rows. Okay, now the last case, selecting few rows for multiple columns. For example, I want to select South Indian states like Andhra Pradesh, Karnataka, Kerala, Puducherry, Tamil Nadu and Telangana. From the previous code, we gave like this. So we know how to give the column names. Now how to give the rows. One important point, to select the particular row, we know how to select the particular column, but to select the particular row, there is two ways. One is we can update this index by any character or word. We can use those labels to filter the particular rows, or else we can directly give the index number of the particular rows. For example, Andhra Pradesh 1, Himachal Pradesh means 12, Delhi means it's 8. We have to mention the respective index number in the list format. Then only it will filter the respective rows. So here we have to give the index number of all South Indian states. I have already noted 1, 15, 16, 26, 30, 31. So let's try to execute this. This is the advantage of using the indexing. Based on our requirement, we can select the respective rows and columns. From this, you can understand Kerala is having more confirmed case, then Karnataka, followed by Andhra Pradesh and Tamil Nadu. Very importantly, even Puducherry is a union territory, the count is high, almost 40,000 COVID cases. So this is how we will analyze the data using the indexing. Now the same example we will be learning using integer based indexing. Integer based selection, ilog, like Python and NumPy, these are also zero based indexing. Always remember, in any programming language, when we deals with index, it starts from 0. And this function also allow us to retrieve the rows and columns by the position, and the syntax is similar to the LOC, but with a minute difference here is we have to mention every value as an integer. In previous example we have used the labels, but here it's not possible. We have to provide everything as an integer. Same example for the 5 scenarios we are going to implement. Df dot ilog within the square bracket, comma, left side rows mention colon, right side empty. If we are not mentioning any value, it will consider all the rows and columns. Let's execute. It's displaying all the rows and columns. Now same code, let me modify a little bit. I want to display name of the state or union territories. As we know, the index starts from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. As per our requirement, we want to display the name of a state. It means index number 1. And finally, total confirmed case, index number 5. So instead of labels, we have to mention these two integer value. Let's code this scenario. Now for name of the state, the index is 1. Left side row, right side column. Execute. It's displaying all the rows of state. Same way, now I want to display 2 column. As I already said, when there is more than one value, we have to use the list concept. So 1 comma 5 and close the square bracket. Execute. It's displaying the name of the state and total confirmed cases. Now I want to filter the rows, that is South Indian state. It's more than one value, so we have to mention within the square bracket as a list 1, 15, 16, 26, 30, 31. Let's execute. Same like above example, we can able to display using ilog also. So only difference, in log we will mention the label, here we will mention the index number. That's the only difference. So now you will get a doubt which one to use it. It's again based on your data set. In addition to that, we can also use the integer slicing mechanism, that is df dot ilog square bracket, comma, the left side row. For example, I want to display from second row till ninth row, always n minus 1. Then column, from first column till third column. This is also another way we can slice the data. Let's execute. You can able to see it starts from 2 and end value is 10, but till 9 it means n minus 1. 10 minus 1 till ninth row it is displaying. This is called slicing. Then column, 0th column we know serial number, first column, second column, and n minus 1, that is 3 minus 1, 2, till the second column the values are displayed. This is also another way we can able to display the data. Now another way to filter the data is Boolean indexing. This is very interesting one actually. You can give the condition, based on the condition it will display the output. This will be most useful in real-time scenario. For example, you want to find the death greater than 10,000 inside the data frame. You have to filter the column. Which column? Deaths column. So mention the deaths column name. Now it is greater than 10,000. This particular condition will be applied to each row. Whichever the row satisfying this condition, that is true, it will display. Let's execute. So from this condition, we can understand one thing, like the most affected state in India is Maharashtra, where 50,000 plus people are died, and other top 4 states are near to 10,000 plus only. One more example we will see. Well, let's check total confirmed case greater than 1 million data frame. Then data frame, the column name. The column name is total confirmed cases. The condition is greater than 1 million. Let's execute. So from this output we can understand Maharashtra is the most affected state in India. The count is very high, but one more observation we can see here is, even though in Kerala the count is high, but the death rate is less. So this is how we can do the data analysis using the Python pandas. Hope you got a clear picture how to use the indexing and selecting the data. That's the end of this video. Thanks for watching. Happy learning.